How do I fix Adobe X performance with large design systems? Imagine working on a design system that feels sluggish and frustrating. If your Adobe X slows down when handling big projects, you're not alone. Large files with many artboards, complex components, and high-resolution images can strain your computer's processor and memory. But don't worry, there are ways to make Adobe X run smoother. First, think about breaking your big design system into smaller parts. Instead of one giant file, create multiple files for different sections. For example, keep your main design system and components in one file. Then, link it as a library in other project files. This way, Adobe X only loads what you need at a time, which speeds things up. Keep in mind, working across multiple files means you can't directly link pages between them, but the performance boost is worth it. Next, focus on optimizing your components and assets. Simplify overly complex components by reducing nesting levels. Use images that are optimized for web, meaning lower resolution when possible. Avoid stacking many high-resolution images or using unnecessarily large assets. Reuse styles and components from the Assets panel instead of copying elements repeatedly. This reduces file size and the processing load on Adobe X. Regularly clearing your cache helps too. Adobe X stores temporary files that can pile up and slow down the program. Clearing cache files every few weeks can keep things running smoothly. Also, always update Adobe X to the latest version. Updates often include bug fixes and performance improvements that can make a difference. Your computer's hardware matters as well. Make sure your system meets or exceeds Adobe's recommended specifications. At least 8 GB of RAM and a fast processor are suggested. Keep your disk space free, as low storage can cause sluggishness. Closing other applications that use a lot of resources frees up CPU and memory for Adobe X. Using features like the repeat grid helps manage repeated elements efficiently. Instead of copying and pasting, use repeat grid to create multiple instances quickly. Organizing elements with stacks can also reduce lag when adjusting layouts. Preview your designs often in prototype mode to catch issues early without overloading the main design view. If you're collaborating on cloud files, be aware that large files and frequent syncing can cause delays. Work locally on your computer and sync changes periodically to avoid constant lag. Applying these tips can make Adobe X more responsive, even with large, complex design systems. This way, you can focus on creating great UI and UX designs without frustration.